Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jimmy Hall, and I'm the director of tonight's play. And I would like to welcome you to tonight's production of Birds of the Air, brought to you by the Jenkins Middle High drama class and the Cavalier Winds Band program. But before I get into all that, I'd like to recognize all the teachers and faculty or people who are here tonight to enjoy the show that we're about to put on. And I'd also like to say happy birthday to my father, who's out there video and all. Wonderful. Anyways, I am the director of tonight's drama, Murder in the Air. I was very, very happy when Billy St. John, the man who wrote this play, asked me to direct it. But I do have to admit the process was a wee bit stressful. There was many rewrites during the rehearsal period, and at one point the air grew so thick you could cut it with a knife. By the way, that's air, A-I-R, not air, H-E-I-R. Anyways, how was the food? Was it good? I've never been a huge spaghetti person in America. It's not a garlic bread from here. I'm kind of jealous. Anyway, but I'd like to welcome you to Birds of the Air. It's spelled H-I-E-R, like air. Get it? Anyways, back to what I said. There's a small problem with this show. It's not quite finished yet. Billy St. John, the man who wrote this drama, he was working on an ending whenever he had what was sure to be a temporary breakdown. He is now heavily sedated in a nice, white, padded room, surrounded by guys who kind of look like Mr. Clean if you look at him. But I'm sure he'll be fine. He already wrote multiple endings to the play in which each character came out to be the murderer, but he never could decide which one. So we're going to need your help. If you look on your programs, you're going to see a ballot with multiple names written on it. Those are the names of the characters in tonight's play. At the end of the first act, you will decide who you think murdered a person in this play who will be dead by the end of said act. And you will give your ballot to the ushers after you fill out who you think the murderer is. The ushers will bring them to us, we will tally your ballots, and by the time the second act goes around, we will perform the ending that Mr. St. John wrote with the killer that the majority of you chose. Cats, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get this show on the road.
Please, you know that Mr. Starkweather is resting just through that doorway. You mustn't disturb him.
I'm sorry, Miss Withers, but you startled me.
I'm sorry, but I dare say a slight scare to you will do you no harm. However, a sudden shock to a man in his late 90s with Mr. Starkweather's medical condition could prove fatal. Remember that, girl.
Yes, Miss Withers. I guess the storm has made you late.
Yes, it is a tempestuous evening. I presume all the guests have been shown to their rooms?
Yes, all except, well, Simon III. It's a long time from his college, and this one, you know.
Well, I do hope we can start without him. It's already past Mr. Starkweather's bedtime, and he must have his rest.
I assure you, Miss Weathers, the room is spotlessly clean.
I certainly hope so. Mr. Starkweather's asthmatic condition makes the merest mote of dust potentially lethal.
I have served as Mr. Starkweather's housekeeper for many years before you came here, Miss Weathers. I don't need you to tell me how to do it with my job. You brought the coffee.
Sir, here on the table, Mrs. Scarlett.
You can go back to the kitchen and help Minerva with the rest of the refreshments.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Starkweather gave specific instructions that we should have everyone present in the drawing room at 8 o'clock sharp. I was fixing her so she might see the guests in their rooms.
Mr. Starkweather will be ready. Come in, Mr. Starkweather.
I done got all the cars parked in the garage for you, Mr. Bensonhurst.
Just like I told you. Oh, why even waste my breath? You're dripping water all over the foyer. And why did you come in through the front door, Rufus? I've told you a million times that servants never enter through the front door.
Well, I reckon I forgot. Besides, it's raining out there.
I'm quite aware of that. Now it looks like it's been raining in here as well, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
Go to the kitchen and wait there until I call for you. Do you think you can manage to do that?
I'm not sure, but I suppose I'll find out.
Look, when the final guest arrives, young Mr. Starkweather, I shall summon you to park his car for him.
Well, I'll see. While I do that, I'll see if I can't grow gills.
Don't be impertinent.
How can I be if I don't even know what that is?
Just do as you're told. Go to the kitchen and wait there until I call for you. That's men, idiots.
What'd you say?
Where do you want me to put this one, Minerva?
On the coffee table. Careful with it.
I think everything is ready.
You think wrong. Place the cups on the saucer so all I have to do is pour the coffee.
Yes, Minerva.
The others are coming down. Miss Van Zandt has informed me that Mr. Starkweather wishes the staff to be present as well.
He wants the servants here?
Precisely. Even Rufus. Had I been informed of the facts sooner, I would have ordered them to look in a bath. He's been out in the rain parking cars, so perhaps that will help.
Well, if you ask me, no flood won't help.
Well, be that as it may, I shall summon him and Miss Scarlett.
Why would Mr. Starkweather want his servants to be here?
I'll pull out my crystal ball and let you know. Do you remember what I told you when you came to work here?
Yes, Minerva. Do as you're told and ask no questions.
Exactly. Stick to that.
I will, Minerva.
Oh dear, I never know what to wear at special occasions. I suppose Uncle Simon inviting us here is a special occasion, isn't it, Jordan?
Yes, especially considering he treats us like lepers most of the time.
You think Uncle Simon treats us as jungle cats?
Lepers, Mother, not... You look fine.
Thank you, sir.
I shall tell you one thing. If we ever are to inherit this mausoleum, the first thing I'll do is call up the Adams family and let them know it's back on the market.
Count chickens, are we?
Oh, Minerva, I didn't see you there. Or your lovely young assistant.
Nancy's a nice girl, and I plan for her to stay that way.
Why, I assure you, I have no idea what you mean.
I doubt that.
I don't understand.
I believe that. Miss Fiona, why don't you have a seat, and we will bring you a cup of coffee.
Coffee, that sounds nice. It's a bit damp in here.
That's because it's a lot damp out there. How do you take your coffee?
Mother prefers hers black. I like mine with a lot of cream and sugar. I shall flavor it myself.
Whatever.
So, Nancy, you're looking very well tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Sir? Oh, that makes me feel as old as great Uncle Simon. Why don't you call me George?
She'll call you Mr. Starkweather, the way a proper maid should. If anyone calls you another name, it'll be me, and you wouldn't want to know which one I'm thinking of.
Oh, Minerva, you never change.
Neither do you, more's the pity. Now have a seat next to your mother.
Yes, drill sergeant.
Goodness, Kathy. I see how y'all can been living out here in the boonies without the fine restaurants and movies and shopping centers. Why, I just get so depressed that I just sit down and weep.
Well, it's not that bad, Paula. I stayed here during the week and then my apartment in town this weekend.
Well, I'm so relieved to hear that.
I worked for a large corporation before Mr. Starkweather hired me, and believe me, this position is much nicer.
Why, look at this. 2 rays of sunshine to dispel the gloom.
Well, I swear, Cousin Jordan, you are just a rogue and a charmer.
I try. Won't you join us?
Well, load mine down with lots of creamer and sugar. I must admit, I've got an enormous sweet tooth. And how are you this evening, Cousin Fiona?
Oh, I'm very well, Paula, thank you.
Well, that's just peachy. I swear I don't know why we don't see more one another. Feels like the only time we ever get around is for somebody's funeral.
Well, aren't we all funerals for somebody?
Oh, don't be so morbid, Cousin Jordan. Besides, I'm glad this weekend took an exception to the rule. Seems at least no one's dead, you know?
So far, anyways.
Don't worry, honey. Didn't spill it.
What did you mean by that remark, Jordan?
Oh, nothing. It's just, whenever Mother and I were called to Starkweather Manor, we had just assumed the worst. Mother even brought her black dress. I mean, it is a natural assumption. Great Uncle Simon is up in years and in poor health. But I'm glad to hear the old boy is still kicking.
Well, Miss Kathy, I bet you know why Great Uncle Simon has summoned us here on this frightful evening. Come on, you tell me.
Well, Miss Vincent will go into the particulars, and I believe Mr. Starkweather wishes to discuss his will.
Really?
You know, I'd appreciate it if you would roll my hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, you misjudged me, Minerva. I'm just curious, that's all.
Uh-huh.
Where's Cousin Simon? Shouldn't he be here?
Oh, no, I contacted him last week. He said he couldn't make it just yet. Apparently he's going to be late. And if he's trying to call him tonight, he can't get through. All the phone lines and cell towers are down.
Well, he should be here. I mean, he is Great Uncle Simon's only grandchild after all. He'll probably get everything.
Excuse me. Sorry about this. There's something I'd like to address. Me and Mr. St. John had a conversation about these family relationships before tonight. He agreed that they may be a bit confusing to understand. He's actually working on a scene that explained everything when he, what's the word? Snapped like a rubber band. But anyways, I'll explain it. If you look in your programs, there should be a family tree of sorts that should help. Simon Starkweather is the old billionaire whom you will shortly meet. He married late in life and produced one son, Simon II, who in turn married and produced one heir, Simon III. Simon II, his wife, and the original Mrs. Starkweather, now deceased. Simon had an older brother, John, and he ended up producing a daughter named Bella. Bella ended up marrying an Atlanta businessman named Lucian Thompson, and they produced one daughter, good old Paula over here. Ain't that right, Paula?
I'll take off your memory glands.
She's very nice, trust me. Anyways, he had one younger brother, John. John in turn produced a son named Ezra, and Ezra married Fiona over here. Ezra and Fiona had one son, which is, well, Jordan Starkweather. But, well, you know that already. I hope that and I do realize that is a lot of dead people. But, well, if they were included in this play, it'd be like a marching band show came through. But anyways, I hope that clears everything up. Cass, you may carry on.
We don't have the foggiest notion of where we are. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Oh, yes, Ethan and Jessica's entrance.
Yeah.
Nick,
What?
you gonna give them the cue?
What's the key?
He's probably gonna get everything?
Who will?
Cousin Simon?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Sit down. He'll probably get everything.
I'm very pleased with your investigations. I'll be glad to recommend you to my clients.
You do my job, Miss Vincent.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Miss Vincent.
So, I know we all haven't met yet, but I've got a pretty good idea who you all are. Mrs. Starkweather and her son, Jordan, am I correct?
That is right, Miss...
Thanks. Call me Mike.
From what Miss Van Zant just said, that makes me believe you're some sort of detective.
You got it, pal. The private kind.
Let's see.
Who is this, dear?
Oh, Mother, he's a detective.
A detective? How exciting. Do you know Jessica Fletcher? No, ma'am. She is way out of my league.
Well, Miss Van Zant, wait. What?
I will tell you this later, Paula.
Oh, but
Later, Paula.
So that leaves you two to be Kathy Collins. It's nice to finally meet in person.
Me too, Mike. Me and Mike have corresponded for some time by non-fax. I'm Mr. Starkweather's friend.
I see. Well,
Is this you taking? No? I'll park it here then.
I expect you to remain unobtrusive.
Well, I sure will. As soon as I find these here to look that up.
Just sit on here by the fireplace and keep quiet.
Right there. My back's still kind of soft, so I'll sit there.
Keep an eye on him.
I should do my best.
Now, if all is in readiness, Ms. Van Zandt, I shall go inform Mrs. Starkweather that he is ready.
Yes, thank you, Bensonhurst.
There's coffee if anybody wants some.
I can use some, Minerva.
How do you take it?
In a cup?
Black, please.
Deal.
Miss Van Zandt, if I do understand, Great Uncle Simon wants to talk about his will.
That is correct. Frank did not think it was such a good idea. Mrs. Starkweather's health is precarious at best. He doesn't need the excitement. I advised him to communicate with you all by mail. But he insisted on something you ought to Starkweather mention. I only hope he doesn't look to regret that decision.
Yes, with this bringing in Mrs. Starkweather, join us, please. Excuse me.
How's everybody's evening going?
Pretty well, Paula.
How's that coffee taste?
Good.
The top tastes very well.
Can I move this?
I don't know. It has a bit of sass in it.
Whenever I'm gonna be honest, it's a little hot. You know? Did you make it? Yeah.
Well, that explains everything.
Well, why would we want cold coffee?
That doesn't sound too good.
I don't know about you all, but I don't like mine very with a bunch of creamer or sugar. I just, normal, how it is. Black.
That's dumb.
Thank you, Rufus. This is why you're my favorite.
I don't like you either.
Wow, Rufus. Is that really how you talk to everybody?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, there he is, the man of the hour.
Here you are, Mr. Starkweather.
Go.
I'll be right here if you need me.
To think I was once surrounded by presidents and kings. Now how could my world have shrunk to this? Now I'm surrounded by relatives and a staff of hired help. Simon, where's my grandson?
We presume he's on his way, Mr. Starkweather.
I can't wait for him. Not much time anymore.
You're looking well, Great Uncle Simon.
Are you blind, boy, or just a habitual liar?
I was just making pleasantries, Uncle.
Save your breath, Jordan. You've always been a smooth talker. But that doesn't cut the ice with me, young man. You're nothing but a greedy opportunist, boy. I ought to know. I was once one myself at your age.
Well, then I guess it runs in the family.
Oh, well, you have a point. Well, Fiona, you look the same.
I do, I thank you, Simon.
That wasn't necessarily meant to be a compliment, but oh well.
Oh, Great Uncle Simon, you're just awful.
At my age, and with my money, I can afford to say exactly what I want, when I want to. And I do. And how's my little Georgia Peach?
Oh, little old me? Well, I'm just peachy, Uncle.
Would you care for some coffee, Mr. Starkweather?
He mustn't have any. The caffeine would keep him awake and could affect his blood pressure. Some of his medicines cause it to run a little high.
Well, apparently I won't be having any, Minerva. You heard my keeper.
Yes, sir.
Everyone aspires to live to a ripe old age. And for what? To be kept alive by medicines and machines. To be prevented from enjoying some of life's simplest pleasures, like a cup of coffee.
You mustn't excite yourself, Mr. Starkweather.
You see, I'm not even allowed to feel any strong emotion anymore.
That's a bummer.
Ah, yes, you put it very succinctly, Rufus. Old age is a bummer. I could have searched my vocabulary quite extensively and never find such an apt description. Bummer.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Well, according to my doctors, I won't have to remain in this weak, old, frail body much longer. There's just one thing I'd hate to leave behind. My money.
Well, Uncle, as they say, you can't take it with you.
Yes. So several years ago, I had Lois here draw up my will. I suppose you'd like to know how I provided for you, my heirs.
Well, I must admit I'm just a teensy bit curious, Uncle.
A teensy bit, eh?
Yes.
Mr. Starkweather, breathe deeply. Oh, Lord. I was afraid something like this would happen. Do you see what you've done?
Well, me? Oh, I did.
Somebody call an ambulance?
We can't. If Mom went down, there's no signal.
He'll be all right. He just needs to breathe pure oxygen for a few moments.
Tell them.
This is the will Mr. Starkweather was referring to. As you all know, he has been a phenomenally successful businessman for many years.
I would say, hasn't he been on the cover of Forbes magazine at least a dozen or so times?
I've never read it.
He has the distinction of becoming one of the world's first billionaires.
20 years ago, I just begged dear Ezra to ask Uncle Simon to advise him on his business investments, but he was just too proud.
Yes, Father. A lot of pride, never a lot of money.
If I may continue, Mr. Starkweather's fortune is now worth in the neighborhood of $50 billion.
Oh, my Lord.
What? If I'd known that, I'd ask for a raise.
I won't go into the details of the will, but it essentially bequeaths $1 million to his household staff. Mr. Bensonhurst, his butler, Miss Scarlett, his housekeeper, Minerva Walker, his cook, Miss Withers, his nurse, Nancy Pollard, his maid, and Rufus Jones, his handyman.
Forget the raise.
Oh, Mr. Starkweather, I didn't know.
The will goes on to state that the rest of the money is to be divided among his surviving relatives. They are his grandson, Simon III, his niece, Fiona, and her son, Jordan, who share 1/3, and his great niece, Paula.
Isn't that nice?
I knew you'd do right by us, Uncle.
I know you got mad when Mama married Southern Boy, but you two must have agreed on one thing. Blood is thicker than water.
I bet Miss Worthy to tell you if it is.
Now that I've informed you of the will's contents,
Yes.
I have another announcement for you. As of tomorrow, this will become invalid.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
What does invalid mean?
It means no good.
Well, I got a brother that's invalid.
Invalid means we don't get any of the money.
Hey, calm down. Calm down, Mrs. Starkweather. Sit with your mother. Hey, sit with your mother. Sit down.
Down, Jordan.
Calm down. Stop throwing a tantrum.
I guess I won't be buying that big screen TV because I was thinking about it after all.
Sit. You too, Lois.
Well, why did you decide to disinherit us?
I found a better use for my money, that's why. Oh, and I didn't cut you out entirely. Each of you from the old will be getting $50,000 each.
50,000? Out of 50 billion!
Lois thought it would be a wise decision to leave you all a little something. That way none of you can contest about my new will. Yes, that's why I had Kathy here stay over at Starkweather Mansion this weekend. Mr. Davis, disinterested party, can still witness the signing if you would like to. Lois here will fly at the courthouse come Monday.
Okay. Calm down. And I have a question. You said that Mr. Davis is a detective. Why do you need a detective?
Well, you see, Mr. Starkweather hired me to conduct an investigation on the down low. For the last 6 months, I've flown into a dozen or more countries, checking out some of the world's most brilliant scientists.
Some who prefer to keep their experiments hush-hush, and some, well, no. I succeeded in finding one in Belgium. Let's call him Dr. X. See, Dr. X and his team agreed to help Mr. Starkweather do what he desires, which is clone himself.
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
That's insane!
What nonsense!
You must be kidding.
It's immoral.
I don't understand.
Good, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Mr. Starkweather, those blood and skin samples you had me prepare, the ones you said would be sent to specialists.
They were sent to specialist Withers, specialists in DNA.
I thought you were trying to find a cure.
I was. Not a cure for my various ailments, of course, but a cure for dying.
Cloning?
Yes, precisely. Through modern science, I shall live forever.
It's not right.
Now you listen here. That's neither here nor there. Let the moralists and politicians debate that question for decades to come. But in the meantime, Dr. X, as Davis has named him, will be creating a brand new me. A lot of you seem displeased. Not because of the moral question, I suspect, but because of your change in fortune. Too bad. Cloning's a very expensive procedure, especially since the process I require must be done in absolute secrecy. But I will still have a sizable fortune left for the new me to inherit. No doubt I will become the first person on Earth to be my own heir. What is this? My blood pressure.
Of course, Mr. Starkweather. If you'll excuse us, I must take Mr. Starkweather's blood pressure.
Well, why don't you take him right here?
It's an outsized cuff meant to go around the patient's thigh. He can withstand the pressure better there. If you'll excuse me, I think Mr. Starkweather has had enough excitement for this evening. I'm going to put him to bed.
I guess our meeting is concluded, unless anyone has any questions.
I do. What the heck was that all about?
Okay, Rufus. Uncle Simon was going to leave us billions, but instead, he's decided to clone himself. And he's going to leave what's left of the money to himself.
What does a clone mean?
Cloning means to take a duplicate, or take a cell from the person's body and recreate a duplicate of the original.
Well, that's great. When they duplicate or clone whatever Mr. Starkweather, then I can get like a raise from the new Mr. Starkweather.
The new Mr. Starkweather has to be born and grow up. It goes against the laws of nature.
It has all been arranged. Once Dr. X has created a new life, the cells will be implanted into a host mother who will carry the child to term.
The host mother? Who?
Me.
What?
Huh?
Why not? I'm young and healthy. I'll make a good mother for the new son.
How could you consider being a part of this travesty?
Well, I'll be paid. It also goes against the fact that have you ever known anybody else to give birth to a baby billionaire?
Uncle Simon has given his money to a baby?
In a manner of speaking, yes. The new will places Mr. Starkweather's fortune into a trust fund, which I'll administer. I release the money to pay Dr. X and his staff to perform the clone procedure. After that, the envelope funds will be available to provide for Cappy's needs and the child's upbringing and education. Once he's grown and properly trained to deal with high finance, the fortune will be turned over to him.
The kid will look, think, and act like Simon Starkweather. He could convincingly parlay those billions into trillions by the time he's an old man.
But for what purpose? To leave it for another clone, and then another, and another? When there's a Simon Starkweather with enough money to rule the world.
We didn't discuss it, but you might as well be right.
I can't believe you condone such madness.
Oh, I can see why she could.
The Collins girl and Miss Van Zandt would live like billionaires off of Mr. Starkweather's money. Money that should have gone to us. I consider you get rich too, Mike, since you're a part of this scheme.
Not me. I did the job I was paid to do. I'll take my very generous check and go home. Frankly, I don't care if the boss's science experiment works or not.
You should be ashamed. You all should be ashamed.
Well,
I believe you made your quite clear, ladies. Now, if you and the other staff wish to follow me, I wish to speak to all of you in the kitchen. And we'll clear out after you're finished. I trust you'll ring if you require anything else.
It might be kind of nice hearing a little pitter patter of feet around here.
Oh, shut up, Rufus.
Shut up.
Kathy and I will retire from my room. You can start typing up that new will tonight. I'll direct you how to put everything in proper legal terms.
Well, sure, Lois.
The sooner it's finished, the sign the better.
Hey, wait a minute. How come nobody has asked me to be the host mother? I can do it as well as she can.
You're Mr. Starkweather's blood kin, Paula. It won't be proper.
I guess it would be kind of tacky.
Proper. Proper. You all are talking about performing an experiment that makes Dr. Frankenstein look like an amateur, and you're talking about proper.
Cool it, kid. Before you burst the blood vessel, Mrs. Starkweather has made up his mind, and I have a feeling of whatever the old man wants, he will get.
Succinctly put, Mr. Davis. Kathy?
I won't have any reason to hang around. Once I witness the signing of the new will tomorrow, I won't have any reason to hang around anymore. I'll go upstairs and pack. Night, fellas.
Now, Mr. Davis.
We were robbed.
We were?
Yes, Mother. We were robbed. Great Uncle Simon dangled billions in front of our eyes, and then he just snatched it away.
He did. I mean, at least we're getting 50,000.
50,000? That's like throwing a dime in a beggar to him.
Yeah, it is. I suppose so.
That man, that monster. I wish he'd drop dead tonight. I wish that goat would just keel over and die.
Yeah, it would serve him right.
If Uncle Simon did die tonight, then we'd all get our money, wouldn't we, my dears?
I guess you're right.
Care for a game of bridge?
Would anyone care for a game of bridge?
Penny for your thoughts?
Oh, Mr. Starkweather.
That's all I can afford now. And you know it's Jordan. At least when Minerva the Dragon Lady isn't around.
I thought everyone had gone to bed.
I just came down for a midnight snack.
I'll fix you something.
Oh, never mind that. What are you doing down here?
Mrs. Scarlett sent me down here to make sure that the fire screen is properly closed, so no sparks will pop out onto the rug.
Then burn Starkweather Manor to the ground? What a thought.
Jordan?
What?
You shouldn't say such a thing like that.
You read my mind. Hey, you called me by my first name, too. You know that I am the black sheep of the family. But think about it this way. If something did happen to Uncle Simon tonight, you'd be $1 million richer, and I'd have billions. Think of all the fun that we could have together.
Don't.
Don't what? Admit it, it's a nice thought.
Yeah, kinda. It's a horrible idea.
Which part? The money or me and you together?
Part about the money?
And us?
I don't know.
Nancy, I thought you were going to help me with the dishes.
Oh, well, I was just checking the front doors to make sure they're locked.
Oh, I see. And what exactly are you doing in here?
Oh, I just came down for a midnight snack whenever I saw Nancy here and struck up a conversation.
Well, appetite of yours is going to get you in trouble one of these days.
You know, why are you carrying a knife around?
Oh, this knife, I was mincing onions.
At midnight?
Yes, I can't stand to have anyone see me cry, and I thought I heard someone and came downstairs to check. If you're hungry, come with me, and I'll fix you something.
Yes, Minerva.
Finish checking the fridge doors and come give me a hand.
Yes, Minerva.
Come on, Jordan.
Anything you say, Minerva.
Rufus, I thought I heard someone in here.
Oh, it was just me.
So I see. Good grief, man. What are you doing with that axe?
It's like this. I remember chopping down wood for the fire this afternoon before it started raining out there. And but I didn't put the axe back in the shed and forgot. I was dismembering things a lot lately. And I figured I'd better bring it inside to dry it off so it don't rust.
That's fine, but why did you bring it into the living room? And besides, how many times do I have to tell you to use the back door?
As many as you want, because I ain't counting.
I swear, Rufus, you'll be the death of me yet. Go to the kitchen and have Mrs. Scarlett give you a towel.
Well, I ain't wet. It ain't raining.
I know that. To dry the axe.
Oh, okay. I know that. Dry that.
If that man had a brain, he'd be dangerous.
What? What was that? What'd you say?
Penny for your thoughts.
Oh, Jordan, you startled me. I just came out here for a breath of fresh air. What are you doing up this late?
Munchies. Want a cookie?
No.
So, did you and Miss Van Zant finish the new will?
Yes, all except for Mr. Starkweather's signature. I see you calmed down. I wouldn't blame you if you hated me.
Hated you? How could I hate you? In fact, I would have probably done the exact same thing if I were in your shoes.
I'm sure you would, Jordan.
But aren't you forgetting something?
What is that?
The little type will need a dad, of course. Someone to raise him into the cold, heartless, money-making machine that is Simon Starkweather.
You think so?
I know so. And who would be a better father than I? You're a very attractive young lady, Miss Collins. We can mix business with pleasure.
Oh, get your slimy hands off of me.
What?
You see, if I decide that Simon will be the father, it will not be somebody like you. It will be somebody who can actually be a father, and not some sleazy, money-hungry slime ball like you.
You know I can kill you right here and now.
I wouldn't try with a detective in the house, Jordan.
Aren't you finished in here yet?
I need to make everything all right.
Well, hurry up, girl. Minerva wants you in the kitchen.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't dawdle. Someone left the French doors open. I'll close them. Miss Thompson?
Oh, Miss Trent, you gave me a fright. Oh.
I suppose I should be grateful you didn't shoot me. What on earth are you doing coming to the house a minute out with a gun in your hand?
Oh, this little old thing, this right here, well, I couldn't sleep. That's what I couldn't do. So I thought I'd look in the kitchen for some oil to clean it.
I doubt you'll find what you need in the kitchen unless you want to rub down with Crisco.
Oh. Yeah, well, don't you worry just a little bit, my friend, Miss Scarlett. Don't worry. My daddy taught me how to be a crack shot when I was 10. I know how to handle this thing. I know how to handle it. Well, I mean, besides, Do you think? Has there been like burglaries or prowlers around here?
No.
Really?
Yes, there's been no prowlers.
Really? No burglaries or prowlers? Well, I'm thinking, wouldn't it just be so easy for someone to come through those fridge doors right there and go to Mr. Starkweather's room and do who knows what?
Like shoot him?
I mean, as awful as the thought is, it's hardly possible. I mean, he's so sick, how could he defend himself?
He could seek Nurse Weathers on those Dutch front way and the intruders.
Oh, you're just awful. Well, you know, I would never want to tangle with the woman. Besides, I got a question for you. Gotta prepare myself, Miss Scarlett. Where does she sleep?
The room beyond Mr. Starkweather, so she can hear if he rings for her in the night.
Ah, so if I'm correct, when my mama brought me here when I was a little girl, that room right there was a library, and the one beyond that was a parlor. Am I right?
That's correct. When Mr. Starkweather came to us going down the steps, the library was converted into a bedroom for him, and Miss Withers took the parlor.
So there the only two that sleep downstairs?
That's correct. The servants' quarters are in the attic under the eaves. We have our own staircase from the kitchen.
Well,
Why do you ask?
why do I ask? Well, I'm just curious.
You know what they say, curiosity kills the cat.
Well, yes. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wouldn't it be ironic if someone did come in tonight, of all the nights, and
Mrs. Starkweather?
Bensonhurst, you nearly frightened me to death.
Oh, my apologies. But might I ask what you've just strewn about the room?
Pills. For my heart. I have a heart condition. Maybe I should take two.
Digitalis, is it? Doesn't that speed up one's heart rate?
Yes, my little heart is pumping away right about now.
Then perhaps the single dosage will be sufficient. I assume an overdose could be quite fatal.
Extremely fatal. Or am I just being redundant? I suppose fatal is fatal, just as dead is dead.
Completely. One cannot be deader than someone else. Dead longer, perhaps, but that is the only comparison that comes to my mind. Might I ask why you brought the medication into the living room?
Why, that's a very good question. Why have I brought them down here? Oh, that's right. I was going to ask Miss Withers if she could give me any free manufactured samples with her medical connections, you know.
But it looks as if your bottle was full already.
Yes, it was, but it never hurts to plan ahead, so we better pick these up.
Please, allow me to assist you.
Bensonhurst, may I ask you a question?
Be my guest.
Why is you carrying a wrench?
A wrench? Yes, that is a good question. I happen to remember that Miss Withers thought the valve on the gas heater in Mr. Starkweather's bedroom was a little loose. I figured I'd give it an extra turn or two.
How mechanical of you.
Naturally not. But first things first, shall we?
I feel like a pigeon pecking popcorn.
You missed one there.
Where?
Beside your left kneecap. Left kneecap.
Got it. These things just tend to roll everywhere.
Yes, well, round objects tend to do that, madam.
Nurse Withers.
Oh, Mrs. Starkweather. What are you doing on the floor with Bensonhurst?
I've spilled my pills. My heart pills. I have a heart condition. Please watch where you put your feet, my dear, both of them.
I assume Mrs. Starkweather's required an injection. Is there any problems?
Nothing I can't handle.
Where would Uncle Simon be without you?
Dead. Without my help, his heart would have stopped beating long ago.
You know, speaking of which, wasn't there something you wanted to ask Miss Withers, madam?
Was there?
The digitalis.
Oh, that's right. Miss Withers, I was wondering if you had any free manufactured samples of heart pills that you didn't need. See, I have a heart condition and would like to keep a supply handy.
Yes, I can see why you would. I'm afraid I'm fresh out of spare drugs. Your uncle needs every pill he's got to keep him going.
Oh my, then we better pick these up. Would you care to help us, my dear?
I suppose.
Is this a private game or can anybody play?
Mr. Davis, we're picking up spilled pills.
Is that it? I thought you were holding a tiny little marble tournament. I'll pass.
Here, let me give you these.
And here are mine.
If you'll excuse me.
Miss Withers, how's the boss?
Bossy. He sent me for a fresh pitcher of drinking water.
I got to drink for you a lot?
Incessantly. I know when he stops ringing that bell, he's kicked the bucket. Excuse me.
Spoken like a true member of the medical profession. Listeners, you got a problem I can give you a hand with?
Thank you, sir, but no, it will wait. I, too, shall excuse myself.
Will.
Well, Miss Withers, or Miss Darkweather, I'm sorry. You're up pretty late.
I couldn't sleep. How about you, Mr. Davis?
Oh, I'm a real night owl. Besides, I was hoping to meet young Simon. I haven't met him yet.
Simon is a sweet boy. I do hope he's all right, with the storm and all.
He might have had to pull off the road to let the storm pass. Oh boy, that's quite a cloud. It can be in another for a deluge.
Oh, I better head to bed then.
Good night again, Mrs. Starkweather.
Good night.
Oh, you're still here.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on things.
Well, my patient.
You're still up to it, Mr. Davis? The new will is done. Mr. Starkweather can sign it first thing in the morning.
The old boy is still awake. That nurse was in here a minute ago. I heard him ringing his bell for her.
In that case, there's no reason he can't sign it now.
That's what I'm thinking. The people in this house are as tense as a bunch of long-tailed cats in a room full of rocking chairs. I know that I'll feel better once the boss's plan is a done deal.
I'll go to my room and get the will. Why don't you let Mr. Starkweather know? What in the world?
The circuit breaker must have been tripped.
But the storm passed hours ago.
I know. I don't like this. I do not like this at all. Fools of a trade, am I right?
Good. I'll let Mr. Starkweather know. It's all right, Mr. Starkweather. Mr. Starkweather? Something wrong with Mr. Starkweather.
Oh no, he hasn't signed the will yet, has he?
No. Perhaps he just fainted.
I heard a scream.
Oh Lord. Everything all right? Oh God. Okay.
Do you see? Oh, great. Oh, someone need to get Miss Withers? Miss Withers? Where is she? Miss Withers.
Miss Withers!
Miss Withers!
Somebody's dead out here.
What happened? Someone struck me.
It's Mr. Starkweather. Help him.
He's dead.
Oh, God.
Someone put the blood pressure cuff around his neck and pumped it to the maximum. Mr. Starkweather has been strangled to death.
Oh.
Well.
Oh, poor Mr. Starkweather. Who could have done such a thing?
Give me a break. I'd say nearly everybody in this room are on the top 10 list.
Me?
Hold it down. Let me check the body.
Those drops on his robe? Is it blood?
I'm not sure.
Well, what else could it be?
I'll handle it. I'm the detective, remember? What can you tell us, Mrs. Withers?
Well, when I brought Mr. Starkweather the water, he was breathing just fine. So I went to my room and I laid down. Then the lights went out.
I noticed that too.
Hush. Mr. Starkweather started ringing his bell, and I had just gotten my candle lit whenever someone struck me. I must have blacked out, and when I came to, well, we see what happened.
Yeah, we can take it from there.
I'm feeling the right, Mr. Davis. What do we do now?
We keep trying till we can get through the cops.
Okay.
If the lines are up by the morning, I'll have one of you drive into town and report that there's been a murder at Starkweather Mansion.
Murder?
Maybe the old man did it himself. I don't think he might. I was throwing it out there.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Young Simon. Mr. Simon.
yeah.
Young Mr. Simon.
What?
You said
His car's out here. His car's right here.
Oh, I guess he's coming in then. Well, you missed a lot, young cousin Simon.
There he is.
Oh, gosh.
Never mind.
Jane.
Sorry about that. That concludes the first act of Moans in the End. Please feel free to go get something to drink, maybe a sip of water perhaps. Don't you just love it? Did any of you see that come? It's the way that Mr. St. John's mind works. No wonder he's in a mentalist facility right now. Anyways, please feel free to give your vows to the ushers, and we will be back in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Dead. I can't believe Grandfather is dead.
Well, he is, Cousin Simon. He's the deadest person I ever saw.
Funny you should say that. Vincent and I were just discussing the degree of dead earlier.
Mother, please.
And he was murdered.
There's no doubt about it. You saw the body.
Poor Grandfather. If I had gotten here sooner, maybe.
How did we know you didn't get here sooner?
What?
For all we know, you could have parked your car out of sight, slipped into the house, and killed them twice, moments before you killed Simon Starkweather.
That's ridiculous. Why would I kill him?
I'd say a third of a $50 billion fortune is a good reason why to knock somebody off their feet. If only Mr. Starkweather had signed that new will.
I didn't even know about the new will. I wasn't even here when Grandfather was talking about the new will. The crazy cloning scheme that everybody was telling me about.
It would have been easy enough to hide behind this French doors and eavesdrop on the conversation.
Why would I hide? I was expected here. I already told you what happened.
Tell me again.
All right. I had a creep at a snail's pace along an old country road from town. Rain was lashing my windshield so hard I could barely see a thing. Branches broke from trees and flung them against the car. It's like driving through a hurricane. When I got to the bridge that spanned the stream that flowed around the estate, I had to stop. For when the stream turned into a raging river, it tore the bridge to pieces. I remember this place, about a mile from there. This tree fell into the stream. Years ago, I used to play there when I was a kid. I found the tree, managed to walk across it, barely. The trunk was almost fully submerged in water. Apparently, I got here right after Grandfather was announced dead.
Sounds like a good story, but it sounds rehearsed.
It's the truth, I swear it!
Maybe, but I'm still not crossing you off my suspect list.
Whom else do you have on the suspect list, Mr. Davis?
Everybody in this house except Miss Collins and Miss Van Zandt, they had a heck of a lot to gain if Mr. Starkweather only lived a few minutes sooner. If only Mr. Starkweather had sooner. And apparently they're turned out, they're left in the cold.
Especially me. Lois has other plans. I can now long be unemployed.
Sure. Once these stays settled, we can arrange for you a jet and a sufferance check.
Well, you can take that out of your portion, Cousin Simon. Mother and I will pass.
Well, I will too. Nothing personal, of course.
What do we do now, Mr. Davis?
Say we wait until daybreak, and then I'll have you show me to your car. You'll drive me into town, and I'll say what I know to the police. And since the bridge is out, we'll have to tell them that. I guess I'll have to find by helicopter. Once I give the boys my statements, I'm out of here.
But you're a detective too. And you was here when the murder occurred. You have a better chance of solving it than anyone else does.
Now that Mr. Starkweather is dead, I'm off the payroll.
I'll hire you to stay. But you're gonna have to wait until I get my part of the inheritance.
You're on it, kid. I knew you were good enough for the dough. Incidentally, that offer dropped you to the bottom of the suspect list. I might start earning my salary. What do you say?
How can I help, Mr. Davis?
First, I want to establish everybody to where their whereabouts before Mr. Starkweather's murders.
Establish everyone's alibis?
You got it. Alibis, motives, and clues. That's what a detective has to work with. The motives in this case are obvious, but the elements aren't yet, but they will be by the time I'm finished.
It sounds like a good plan to me. Whom do you want to start with, Mr. Davis?
Since you're paying the freight, call me Mike. How about you, Miss Thompson? Do you mind being first?
I'm awfully tired, but if I had to...
You don't have to do anything. None of us do.
You're right, Jordan. But why would you refuse if you have something to hide?
Are you accusing me of something, Cousin Simon? If you are, I would recommend you have some evidence to back that up.
Simon does have a point. Do you want me to tell the cops everyone cooperating except you?
Fine. I'll answer your stupid questions. But first, Mother and I shall head upstairs. She needs her rest.
Well, thank you, Jordan.
Mother, are you all right? Did you take your digitalis?
No, but if I needed any, there's probably one or two still under the sofa.
Huh?
I had a spill with my pill bottle.
Oh. Well, Mother and I shall be upstairs. You can call for us when you are ready. This way, Mother.
I assume you want to question everyone in private. Kathy, you can go with me in my room. new will. This will remain the official one.
Sure, Lois. Excuse us.
I would like to stay so I can get a better picture, of what happened tonight.
You're the boss now. I am very interested in what happened between the time Mr. Starkweather announced he was changing his will and the time the body was discovered.
How long was that?
Several hours. Well, Miss Thompson, did you observe anything which occurred in that time frame that might help us?
Well, I was very disappointed in Great Uncle Simon's announcement, as you might as well imagine. I mean, I can see why you would want to clone Tom Cruise or Chris Hemsworth, but Great Uncle Simon? Oh, well, I'm sorry, Cousin Simon, but your papa was just not a very nice person. Anyway, I spent most of that time in my room, and, well, I did have to come down once on a little errand. I was sat in the kitchen doorway when I heard Minerva and that cute little maid Nancy talking. And, they talked and talked. They talked and they talked. Oh, Lordy, did they talk. They never shut up, it seemed like. They talked and they...
I'm sorry, Minerva. I'm so confused. About what? Has that no-good scam Jordan been bothering you? Jordan? I mean, Mr. Server. What makes you think that? Well, when I walked in the TV in the living room, he was standing mighty close together, real lovey-dovey-like. What was he saying to you, Nancy? I think he wanted to do something he didn't want to do? Yes, but it's not weird, maybe. I'll bet. He better stay away from you. That boy tries anything, I'll cut him down to size. No. He's not interested in me. I heard him at these columns. Ha, I get the picture. You lost your man and he lost interest in you, didn't he? He's following money right off that college girl, isn't he? He's no problem to her. But she laughed at him. Good for her, Sarah's right, lazy bum. Don't call him that. You were just so hung up one morning, Nancy. Don't be such a fool. George would just use you to toss you aside like he's done a dozen other girls I know of. Maybe he's only still doing that. And this is not that I had changed his will. Jordan would be free to do what? Nothing. If I'm finished, I'd like to go on right now. Go on. Nancy? Yes, ma'am. Walk through the door.
Excuse me, everybody. Just something that I'd like to clarify about that last scene you heard. That was a flashback. It happened prior to the murder of Mr. Starkweather and prior to this act. I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that so there would be no confusion on where it took place. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
So tell me, Miss Scarlett. Did you see or hear anything suspicious earlier tonight before Mr. Starkweather was murdered?
Suspicious? I suppose you call toting a gun around the house suspicious, even though Mr. Starkweather wasn't shot to death.
A gun? Who has a gun?
Besides me.
Paula Thompson, that too, claims she's a regular. Annie Oakley. She mentioned how easy it'd be for someone to come to those French doors and kill Mr. Starkweather.
Did she now?
Ask her yourself.
Anything else?
I did overhear a rather odd conversation between Rufus and Miss Starkweather. When I was going upstairs to distribute candles to everyone in case of a power failure, as you see, came very useful. I was going across the corridor onto the west wing when I saw Miss Starkweather on the far end.
Oh dear.
Miss Starkweather?
Rufus, you scared me out of your scrums.
That's okay, ma'am. I already told you all the road signs on me.
What are you doing with that television set? It doesn't look good for you.
It is, ma'am. I borrowed it from one of the guest rooms during the weeks.
Okay.
Well, see, I ain't sleepy, so I thought I was watching TV, but the set in my room is all messed up. The color of it. Everybody on the Dad Lane channel is green. SpongeBob is green, Patrick is green, and even Sandy is green. Everybody looks like a parent to cry. You can say that again. Whatever it means, are them bread mints? I want mine to few. I can still taste the crowd nerve and serve the staff for supper.
Oh no, these aren't bread. You must have taken any of these. If you ate any of these, they'll make you kill you.
In that case, I'll pass. You better be careful not to leave them lying around though, or somebody could eat both of them by mistake and meal for dinner.
Entirely possible.
Well, you put on their death certificate, awesome cat, correct?
Even though I can matter, I'll be careful. I need these things. I need every emotion.
Rufus had an axe in the house?
Precisely. I had instructed him to chop some firewood earlier.
I'm surprised you trust him with an axe.
Personally, I wouldn't trust him with a butter knife. I was just simply relaying Mr. Starkweather's instruction.
Is there anything else of interest that you might happen to notice?
Just one, sir. Earlier tonight, I was coming from the kitchen when I noticed Master Jordan at the hallway door to Mr. Starkweather's room. The hall one, not that one. It was apparent that his behavior was somewhat furtive. I got the impression he was about to enter when Miss Withers came out all of a sudden. It was apparent that her unexpected appearance startled Master Jordan.
Well, I was just coming in to check on Uncle Son.
No need. That's what I'm paid to do.
How is it?
Still breathing. That's what you wanted to know.
How much time do you think he has left, Miss Withers?
Let's just say you needn't stop reading long novels or even short stories.
But they can make it through the night?
I think that Mr. Starkweather will keep his heartbeat long enough for sheer determination to sign that new will. This is what you want to know, isn't it?
Oh, you misjudge me.
Give it a rest, Jordan. You'd love to see him drop dead before daybreak, just like nearly everyone else in this house.
Including $1 million is a fortune. A lot of people were killed for that kind of money.
That's a hint, forget it. As Mr. Starkweather knows, I'd be a prime suspect in this legislation, should be anything but by natural causes.
Suspecting the proven to hell.
I'm going to forget you said that. Good night, Jordan.
Yes, it is true that Mr. Jordan did hint that I was in a position to end Mr. Starkweather's life in a way that would appear natural. As Bensonhurst probably told you as well, I refused.
He did, but you could have changed your mind.
And killed him with a blood pressure cuff? Hardly what I'd call by natural causes.
I agree, but by the manner he was murdered, makes no sense whoever at all did it.
It's as if the killer was flaunting the deed in our faces.
Why would they do that?
That's a good question. Tell me, Miss Withers, if you had to pick a likely suspect to be our murderer, who would it be?
Off the record? That Paula Thompson girl, I don't trust her. She's too goody-goody for my tastes. Oh, those southern girls can pour on the charm when they want to, but Scarlett O'Hara was pretty ruthless when you get down to it.
We've been told that Cousin Paula has a gun.
Not surprising. I feel that Jordan and Paula are both after Mr. Starkweather's billions. I overheard them talking earlier this evening. They didn't see me.
Well, what are we going to do?
Do? What can we do? What about him?
Don't be such a whip, Cousin Jordan. That money rightfully belongs to us. There's got to be a way to get it.
I don't know. Maybe it's that great up inside him is where it's son.
I thought about it, but it won't work. If Cody was just a wild fear in the color of the clip, but it isn't. It's been done. It's going to be the first person that comes to us might be off, but it isn't insane. We lose the case.
He'll probably wait for legal things to do this for loyalty.
Like that Miss Van Dance. She.
What?
Oh, how good it was.
What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking you can't beat her. Jordan.
What?
I just came up with a way to get myself on Miss Van Dance's skin.
Do that.
Well, figure yourself, Jordan. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to talk to you.
Steamy. Where's that happy thought?
It's true. Jordan was able to suggest we get married. It wasn't what you call a romantic proposal. It was more of a business proposition.
You were going to have access to billions. What did Cousin Jordan have to offer you?
Himself, I guess. In my opinion, that fortune hunter isn't worth 2 cents.
That you didn't turn him down.
Jordan was attractive in a smarmy kind of way. Any woman who married him would be a fool. And believe me, Mike, I'm no fool.
I know that from the time we started working together.
You were smart enough to volunteer to carry Grandfather's clone.
Look, Simon, once Mr. Starkweather made up his mind to clone himself, nothing was going to change it. He would have had to find a surrogate mother somehow, so it might as well have been me.
I understand, but the whole idea was just creepy.
Well, you're a lot nicer than the other maids were about it.
For example?
Paula, for one. She hadn't given up hope of getting her hands on Mr. Starkweather's money.
How do you know?
Well, I was in Lois's room with her when Paula knocked on the door. She asked Lois to step into the corridor where they could speak in private. She didn't close the door completely, though, so I couldn't help but overhear the conversation.
We're very busy this time. The paramount included? Yes. Well, Mrs. Angelo, are you sure this clothing business is legal? I mean, you can lose your license to practice, couldn't you? Their process was performed in Belgium, out of the country, or laws are private. And what about ethics? Haven't lawyers been disbarred before for behavior that was unethical and not illegal? What's your point? Well, I want to make you a point. You can pay me from that baby's trust fund to be the man or whatever. I don't care what you make your position. But if you refuse, I shall be forced to report you to the Bar Association. Isn't that what you want? It is. Let me give you some free legal advice, Ms. Thompson. In the first place, if you surrender me before the claim procedure has been completed successfully, I'll sue you with $50,000 you received and everything else you know, and I'll get it. In the second place, once the baby is on the way, I'm going to close down my office and I shall devote all of my time to Captain Bill Simon's care. At that point, don't bother me the least if I should be disbarred. You don't have to be a lawyer to administer an estate. Anyone can do it. So you see, young woman, your threats are meaningless. In fact, as much as they work, I should report your feeble attempt at extortion to the police. I want to say it. Take your silly southern self out of my sight, and I have to be willing to forgive it. Well, oh, I'll go, you lawyer!
Excuse me.
Yes, Miss Garland?
I found myself just a Christmas candle for everybody. I thought it would be a good idea to pass them out and make them kind of better. I suggest you people are dancing enough to nearby.
That's thoughtful. Thank you. Kathy's in my room. I'll take one to her office.
Miss Thompson.
Go on, guys. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go pick up this for my room.
Let's just say this is a four-year. Miss Paulson played her eighth and I joined her. My manner speaking, I'll give this to Kathy.
If I remember correctly, when Kathy Collins saw Mr. Starkweather's body and screamed, you ran into the front door. What have you been doing outside, Lucas?
Was I outside? Yep, I guess I was. I remember now, I had borrowed a TV from the guest room because...
Weird. Why, Rufus?
You did? News sure travels fast around here.
All the actors on your set were green.
It sure was. Looked like Morrison's had landed or something. Anyways, when I hooked the new set, the picture didn't come in too good. Everyone was fuzzy like a woolly worm. I went outside to try and turn the antenna around.
On the roof?
I mean, how else are you gonna turn the antenna around?
Did you see or hear anything outside?
I saw Al and heard a bunch of bullfrogs.
I meant humans, Rufus.
I saw Mr. Jordan on the patio when I was coming in. Don't know what he was doing out there, though.
talking about the new will?
Who didn't? Minerva and old Bensonhurst didn't talk much else. That was going on, but in the kitchen after Mr. Starkweather, croaked.
What were they saying?
That it ain't fair, that's what. That they worked hard for Mr. Starkweather all these years and should have got their millions. Me, I didn't care too much. I figured $50,000 would buy me a new TV with a real big screen. I guess now I might even give him two.
Did you nurse at Minerva?
Oh yeah. The more Minerva thought about it, the madder she got. And whoa, that woman's got a temper. She was about ready to storm into Mr. Starkweather's room and give her a piece of her mind.
Who's going to stop
I shall, if necessary.
you? You and his army.
Look, I totally agree with you that we were wrong, but a confrontation right now is not the answer.
Oh yeah? Then what is?
Patience, Mrs. Starkweather hasn't signed the will. Perhaps you'll change his mind by morning.
We should live so long.
No. He should live so long.
So what were you doing outside about the time of the murder, Mr. Starkweather?
Just getting a breath of fresh air. Is there anything wrong with that?
Not if you remained outside.
What do you say?
When I made a very close examination of the crime scene, I noticed that Miss Withers had left the window raised a couple inches to let in some fresh air. Anyone could have climbed in and,
Are you accusing me of murdering my own uncle?
Calm down, Mr. Starkweather. I am not accusing anybody. Yet.
Besides, from what we've heard, Cousin Jordan, it seems like trying to con other people is more like your style.
What? Who did you hear that from?
I'll ask the questions if you don't mind. I repeat, what were you doing outside?
If you must know, me and Miss Collins had a disagreement, and I went out to cool off a little bit. If you hadn't already heard about it.
I questioned, you answered. Remember? Let me tell you this. If you didn't murder Mr. Starkweather, who do you think did?
Well, look, I'm not saying she did. But have you taken a look at that little maid, Nance?
Why her, Cousin Jordan?
Because she is utterly infatuated with me. I mean, I flirt with a lot of women, I do not deny it, but I did nothing to lead her on. But I fear that she was unhappy about losing millions, but she was even more unhappy that I lost billions. You know what I'm saying? While I was taking a stroll around the house, I passed the kitchen and overheard her and Miss Withers talk.
Exactly. I must go. Yes, we wouldn't know anything that happened to me, would we?
I was shocked when Mr. Starkweather introduced me in his will. I didn't think he even noticed me.
Then you must have received two surprises. To hear that you can inherit $1 million, and then immediately discover it being taken away.
3 surprises, actually. Now you're wealthy again.
Oh, Mr. Starkweather. I was thrilled when Mr. Starkweather gave me $50,000. With that, I could go to college like you and get a good education.
Now, you can do anything you want. Nancy, what do you want to do the most?
I don't know. I haven't been thinking about myself much.
Who has been on your mind, Nancy? Jordan Starkweather, perhaps?
Who told you
You're
that?
very fond of him, aren't you?
Who told you that?
Cousin Jordan himself, for one. He implied you might even be willing to kill for him.
He what? How could he say such a thing?
I'm sorry to hurt you, Nancy, but now you see what Jordan's really like. He's in for it to just stomp everybody out of his way, only for his benefit.
I guess I knew that. Minerva tried to warn me. I seen him with Miss Collins. She proposed to him, but she laughed at him.
Can you believe it? This soul cases about women so innocent, everything like that made Nancy, but we are quick enough that I am no pushover. I wish I'd been there to see it. It's time to learn that his match. I could tell Nancy all about those maids who worked here before her. His playboy days will soon be over, though. Oh, what do you mean? Up until now, Mr. Starkweather has given Jordan, as well as Fiona, Paula, and young Simon generous allowance. Once he passes on the $50,000 checks, will be the last they get of the Starkweather fortune. They'll have to learn what it's like to work for a living. Simon's almost out of school. Really bad. But the others still go through the money in no time. What kind of jobs can they get? Can you picture Paula behind the desk in a car with Nancy? Or Jordan driving the cars off the lot for the customers?
Can I get anything for you, Cousin Fiona? Maybe a glass of water?
No, thank you, dear. Mr. Davis, I was just coming to tell you that my Jordan couldn't have done a thing. Oh, dear. What was done to Uncle Simon? He was with me in my room all evening.
You know that can't be true, Mrs. Starkweather. Your son told us himself he was outside. And I saw you in here earlier with this and her some withers.
Oh, that's right. Maybe it was last night.
Maybe it was.
Now I know why Jessica Fletcher never believed the suspects in the murder she wrote. It's all just so easy to get confused.
Concentrate on tonight, Miss Withers, or Miss Starkweather, I'm sorry. Do you recall seeing anything suspicious?
Suspicious? Well, I saw Uncle Simon's body with that thing around his neck. I call that suspicious.
Mike means before that, Cousin Fiona.
Before? Let me think. I don't know if this is the sort of thing you mean, but...
Yes?
So it was after we were all told about the new will. We'd all gone upstairs, and I was going past the secretary's office. I overheard her and the housekeeper inside. They were speaking quite loudly, so I couldn't help but overhear.
Can you believe it? Good heavens, Lucas, what are you doing with that ass?
I brought it on the wood pile of dry rock wood, darken it up some more, see?
Goodness, now, put it away.
Maybe I'm better before somebody gets hurt.
That is a horrible thought.
Ain't it though? I can tell sometimes, can you? I see you still got your poison pills.
Pills are the poison, they're skinny. You just have to be careful not to get in.
You had a lot more in that bottle when I saw you upstairs. Oops, I hope you haven't done it on an overdose. I think I can figure out how to do that mouth stuff.
You bring those lips to the close out, snatch that everything in, and chop them off.
It's time to help this part, baby.
Well, don't. There's some fakes worse than death. I'm sure you never get it out of time. I spoke with this earlier in the evening, and I was able to find them.
I hope Minerva don't find one. She fixes Mr. Starkweather's meals, and she's mighty mad at him right now. Oh, nothing. Was there something you needed in the kitchen?
I never seen another one of those usual birds like that.
I can look.
Never mind. I'll tell you what right now.
Minerva, let's go to 55. Let's go to 55.
Mr. Starkweather's meals. What would you want to know about him?
Who did he dine with? Did he eat the same food as everyone else?
Well, Mr. Starkweather was on a very restricted diet. Low salt, low fat, so I had to prepare his meals separately. Why would you want to know about this? Is there something wrong with my cooking?
Oh, you're a great cook, Minerva. The leg of lamb you served tonight was terrific.
Yes, well, I've often been told I have terrific legs. So what's the problem?
Forget it. You told me what I needed to know. Changing the subject, do you remember who was in the kitchen when the lights went out? Before I got there, I mean.
The blackout? Let me think. I was in the pantry checking the supplies for breakfast. When everything went dark, it took me a moment to get the candle that Miss Scarlett gave me from my pocket and light it.
Is everyone all right?
I'm doing all fine. I was out back when I saw the lights going out.
I was in my room. It was dark. What happened?
Jenkins tried to pay the light bill.
Keep that up, and I'll forget to pay your wages.
What in blazes is going on?
From hotel electricity. My candles do come in handy, you see.
Well, Miss Scarlett, remind me to keep your both for later. Bensonhurst, can't you get the electricity back on?
That's exactly what I came to find out. Mr. Bensonhurst?
The circuit breaker in front of me is,
I hope they hurry.
That quick enough for you? I'll be back to my tour.
What did you come inside for? The idiot tried to put all over our clean floor.
Why Mr. Starkweather doesn't fire, I'll never know.
Any luck?
Yeah, I was there all right. It should be enough to pinpoint our murderer. But I wish I had more.
Well, I was hoping we'd learn more about the suspects, from the entire scene,
Me too. They were so busy trying to make each other look so guilty, they didn't even reveal any information about themselves. Simon, move your feet.
What is it?
Here, on the rug. Is it? Yes. I know who, Simon, I know who murdered your son. I know who murdered your grandfather.
Who?
I'll tell everyone as soon as I gather the evidence. Quickly, go tell Minerva and Nancy to get everybody in here on the double.
Yes, sir.
Minerva's sitting here to see if you all would like hot coffee.
Oh, never mind that. Get everyone out here on the double.
Yes, sir?
I don't think the police chief will mind if I use sandwich bags to gather evidence. I don't think he'll mind at all. No, my evidence. Alrighty, everybody, calm down. Please take a seat.
Well, if no one else is going to ask, I will. How come you have called us together at this hour?
It's been a very long night, hasn't it? I'm sure you all are very tired. I know I am. But I thought you all might rest easier, knowing who killed Simon Starkweather.
That means you know who murdered Great Uncle Simon?
I think I might have, and I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes.
I'm amazed, Mike. How did you figure that out?
First, I had to answer the question that has been bothering me for a long time. It would have been so easy to make it appear that Mr. Starkweather died from natural causes. A suggestion Jordan Starkweather made to Miss Nancy, or Miss Withers. For example, Mrs. Starkweather or her son could have given her some of her digitalis to trigger a heart attack. So could several others among you who have known about Miss Starkweather spilling her pills all over the room. Miss Withers could have achieved the same results by injecting an air bubble into his bloodstream with a hypodermic needle.
Again.
Also, it's highly probable for you all to frightening the old man to death. Mrs. Starkweather, or Paula with her gun, Mr. Bensonhurst with his wrench, Rufus with his a blood pressure cuff around the victim's neck? The answer's so simple I feel foolish for not realizing sooner what must have really happened.
Might one ask what that is?
Obviously, when the cuff was put around his neck, he was already dead. Am I right in saying that?
You really are very clever, Mr. Davis.
There had to have been you. We were in here together when the lights went out. Mrs. Starkweather began to ring the bell, and I went to go find visitors, and you went to go check on Mr. Starkweather. This killer must have murdered the man and slipped into Miss Wither's room moments before you found the body.
That's what I figured too.
But why would you put the cuff around his neck?
As our able detective here has surmised, the murderer made it appear that Mr. Starkweather had had a heart attack. Death seemed to have indeed been due to natural causes. There was no doubt in my mind, however, that someone in this house had killed him. I knew that under the circumstances, the coroner would have no reason to perform an autopsy on the body, nor would the police conduct an investigation. I wasn't about to let my employer's murderer get away scot-free. I noticed the blood pressure cuff in the bed, so I put it around his neck and inflated it before wheeling it into this room.
And your plan worked. No one questioned the fact that he was murdered.
So Mr. Simon would hire Mr. Davis to find the killer.
Which I have.
Well, will you tell us who did it?
Give me a minute, everybody.
Right.
Okay. That was very naughty of you, Miss Van Stamp. For a while, your little ploy distracted me from what the main problem was. Instead of focusing on who did it, I kept wondering, why did they do it that way? Once I solved that piece of the puzzle, the rest came easier.
Sorry, Mr. Davis, but if you've discovered the identity of the murderer, then everything has been justified.
Me too.
I imagine.
I imagine the police will agree and might even overlook the fact that you were guilty of tampering with evidence at the crime scene.
If not, I'm on very good terms with local judges.
Wait, I have a question. How do we know that Miss Van Zandt did not murder Mr. Stockwell?
No more.
Oh. Carry on.
Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mike. Tell us who did kill Mr. Starkweather.
I'll do better than that. I will show you.
What?
Stay seated. Bear with me.
Okay. What?
Everybody, please take out the candles that you got from Miss Trent earlier and light them.
Ooh, this is very Christmassy, isn't it?
Oh, yes. When I examined Mr. Starkweather's body, I found what first were a few drops of blood on his bathrobe. On closer inspection, they were an entirely different substance. When I was interrogating you all individually, I noticed one of you scraping your thumbnails against each other's. I took it to be a nervous gesture triggered by guilt. I didn't realize the significance of that gesture until I recalled Minerva's testimony. She reminded me of those of you who gathered in the kitchen and with the candles when the lights went out. A few minutes ago, I noticed these. You can look closely. These were on the floor by the sofa, and I had the link I needed to identify the murderer. Then scrapings of red tallow from the drops of blood on Mr. Starkweather's neck. Tallow from the thumbnail of one of the killers. Tallow from the red candle you are amongst you are holding. Vincent Hurst.
What? There could have been other red candles.
There aren't. I remember when we was taking them down after Christmas, we'd have to find more.
But is this all the evidence you have to offer the police? This insignificant little candle?
No, Vincent Hurst. I have better proof than that. I just examined Mr. Starkweather's body. As I was moving about the room a few minutes ago, I glanced at everyone's hands. I noticed that there are very thin, severely scratches on your wrist, made by Mr. Starkweather, no doubt, as he struggled for his life. I will bet you my reputation that the skin staples I was able to scrape from under his fingernails came from you. It will be easy enough to prove. I've met quite a few experts in the last months of DNA.
Bravo, Mr. Davis.
Well,
I don't suppose you'd consider cloning those scrapings and putting the new me in prison now, do you? No, I didn't think so. Well, Miss Van Zandt, I guess my biggest mistake was trying to cross a lawyer. I may have lost you access to Mrs. Starkweather's billions, but you definitely had your revenge now, didn't you?
Why don't you tell us what happened?
I might as well. You've already figured out the main details anyway. I was furious with Mrs. Starkweather for building up all our hopes, and then just dashing him right down to the ground. I thought a man that cruel didn't deserve to live. So I listened at his hallway door and then sneaked right in when I knew he was all alone. He was still awake and in his wheelchair. So I snuck up right behind him, grabbed the grips of his wheelchair, and leaned right down into his face. I told him what I thought he was planning to do was monstrous. I told him a man like him didn't deserve to live. Then I told him I was going to kill him. So I reached for his throat. He was terrified, of course. He wheeled back and forth in his little wheelchair and then slammed his wheelchair right into his bedside table. The impact sent a pitcher of water and his reading lamp just crashing down to the floor. When the water hit the lamp, it short-circuited and then blew the circuit breaker.
So you didn't cause the blackout deliberately?
No, it nearly ruined everything. But then that's when I remembered that I had the candle in my pocket as well as my lighter. So with one hand, I lit the candle, and with the other, I grabbed the oxygen mask off the back of his chair and then clamped it down hard over his mouth and nose. He couldn't breathe. And so, he tried his feeble little mind, and he tried very hard to fight back while simultaneously ringing that cursed bell with his other hand. But all he managed to do was make a few insignificant scratches on my arm, as you noticed. And I'm not sure if he died from suffocation or from a heart attack, but it didn't matter, because in a few seconds, it was all over. But apparently it was enough to pinpoint his murder on me. So,
and then?
Well, after that, I hung the mask back on his wheelchair, and then I noticed that Miss Withers had it back to me. I couldn't let her see me in there. So, I grabbed the brass candlestick from her bureau, and then I whacked her right on the side of the head, and she just went crashing. And then that's apparently, I guess, when you made my apparent natural death into an apparent murder, Miss Van Zandt. So, a few moments later, Kathy screamed, and I joined all you in here.
I'm sure you're as shocked as everyone else when you saw the blood pressure cuff around Mr. Starkweather's neck.
I was. What could I do? It was easy to guess what Miss Van Zandt had pulled. I guess, I really should have killed you too, but I didn't, of course. Until now!
I got down! My regret!
Oh, it's too late for that advice now, Mr. Davis. Now get up! You're coming with me!
Oh, God. Where can we go? The bridge is out!
I remember that tree that that Master Simon was talking all about. Now, Davis, Simon, throw your keys to me now!
You'll never get away!
I think I might. The bridge is out. All your cars are on this side of the bridge. And you know what? The phones are still down. It'd take you hours to walk to town, and I'll be long gone by then.
What about me?
I would have committed the perfect murder if you had interfered. What do you think I'm gonna do with you?
Nothing if I have anything to say about it.
Ah!
I'm fine.
You burned me!
Consider it bringing me to the afterlife!
Well, you never know when he's coming handy. Our ladies and gentlemen, let's have it! Oh, boy. You're going to spend a long time behind bars. What are you going to say for yourself now?
No, I wonder if the warden would need a butler.